So today we will discuss about API automation session 3. Okay, so let me discuss about few topics in this training. So what is the API? Okay, so already discussed in the previous sessions. Then in this slide, we will discuss about what is environment variables in Postman, what is global variables in Postman, how to call global variables in test scripts, and how to capture the runtime values in Postman, how to verify the execution values in Postman. So later we will discuss about TOSCA. The first one, so what is environment variables in Postman? Okay, what is environment variable in Postman? So environment variable is a variable that can be reused in a request, scripts, and many more. Okay, so in real-time projects, there is multiple environments available, right? So development environment, testing environment, UAT production environment. So each environment, there is a different kind of URLs. Okay, request messages. Okay, the URL, it might be different from the testing environment, development environment, UAT and production. Okay, the same, okay, details we never use it for all the environments. Okay, so in this case, okay, so how to reuse the some of the assets from the one environment to another environment. Okay, we can't completely. Okay, so we need to be reuse more things rather than hard coding values, right? So some of the inputs only in environment dependent. Some of the variables which can reuse any environment. So we need to be segregate that and we need to be utilize. Okay, so that the test is working smoothly with any environment. That is the end of the goal. Okay, so the environment variable is the variable that can be used within the request and scripts and many more. You can group variables into environments to organize your work and share values with your team. And environment variable is a set of one or more variables that you can reference when the sending requests, writing a prerequisite scripts, and writing the post-requisite scripts like that. So environment variables which we can reuse within the same environment only. Okay, some of the environment variable which we can reuse within the same environment only. We can't reuse outside from the environment. Okay, let us assume port numbers to the each environment, it might be a different. Okay, some base URL might be a different. So those variables which we cannot reuse another, another environments like production, UAT like that. So those environment only specific to the environment. So that kind of environment should be placed under environment variable. So if you want to reuse any variables, that goes to the global variables. Okay. So there are multiple environment variables in real-time projects. Okay, so training environment, development environment, testing QA environment, UAT environment, production environment. So production, okay, a pre-prod environment and production environment, right? So if you define any variables, any environment variable inside the training, so those variables which we cannot reuse in another environment. Okay, so there's the environment specific variables. And if you have any environment variable defined in development environment, which we can reuse within the development environment only. So if you want to use outside from the environment, those variables should be maintained as a global variables rather than environment variables. We have to remember. Okay, coming to Postman, in the left side, there is a, one tab is there called as environment. So here you have to maintain a different kind of variables. Okay, so you add environment variables as many as per your requests. You can add any number of environment variables as per your project requirement. Okay, so here the test environment is the environment. So those variables which is available only for testing. For example, laptop is another environment in the left side. Those only available for laptop like that. So, okay, you have to define first environment. Within the environment, you have to define all the environment variables. So which we can reuse within the environment only. Next, coming to global variables in Postman. So global variables, we can reuse any one of the environment. Okay, so there is no restrictions. So global variables in Postman are values that can be accessed across the request, collection, script, and any environment. They are useful for sharing the data and testing. So this is the advantage for environment variable. A global variable is a reusable value. You can reuse in API request and script. The Postman will use the variables. Okay, current values we are running the test script. Okay, once you define global variables, which we can use any one of the requests. And global variables enables you to access data between collections, requests, scripts, environments. Global variables are available throughout the workspaces. Okay, so enter the project, you can reuse global variables. That global variables is a reusable value. You can reuse any of the environments. So looks like here, there is a global variables. So in the global variables, you have to add multiple variables. Okay, so those variables which you can reuse for across the test script. Then how to reuse global variables? How to call global variables in test script? Simply brackets. For example, this is the test script. If you want to reuse double power brackets, and the point is the URL. Looks like environment variable. So inside capture the runtime values looks like. On the right side, this is the global variable. So in the right side, right? So event ID, created at ID, email ID, first name, last name, those are called as a input to global variables. How to execute API scripts from APIs, right? So in the go to the left side workspace, you have to select particular folder, select collection, then click on run button. Okay, click on run button. So it will be automatically execute all the set of test cases, API requests. Okay, so if you want to execute only 1, 2, 4, then you have to uncheck the 3 and you can execute like that. Okay, so the TOSCA, okay, the Postman automatically executing all the test cases. Okay, and it will be published in the report. Looks like all the test cases passed. Okay, in the bottom of the screen, there is a console. You can able to see the output results. So thanks for watching. Thank you.